Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to today's DevOps.com webinar, brought to you by Techstrong and InsightFinder. My name is Cody J. Brown. I'm the host of Techstrong Learning. We have an exciting webinar ahead, but first I have just a couple of housekeeping notes to cover. First, today's session is being recorded. So if you happen to miss any of our session, or you'd like to rewatch or share with a friend, the on-demand recording will be made available shortly after we conclude our live session. If you have any questions, we want you to send those in using the Q&A tab on the right side of the screen. That's also where you're going to find the chat tab, and this is where we want you to engage with your fellow audience members and let us know your thoughts throughout today's webinar. And finally, before we close, we will be giving away 4 $25 Amazon gift cards, so be sure to stick around. Our topic today is Abracadabra, achieving zero downtime with any observability tool. And joining me is Arun Jain, Principal Solutions Architect at InsightFinder. Arun, thank you so much for being here with me. I'll go ahead and give you the floor.
Thanks a lot, Cody. Thanks for having me here today. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining for this webinar with InsightFinder. I'm Arun Jain, Principal Solution Architect at InsightFinder. I am a technology specialist and have been a practitioner of tools in DevOps space, observability, and AIOps space. I have worked at organizations like Credit Suisse, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and Barclays. I'll be happy to take any questions after finishing my presentation. So stick around and keep posting the questions. I'll briefly introduce InsightFinder before we start today's topic. InsightFinder is an AIOps product company founded by recognized AI data scientist, Dr. Helen Gu, with 15 years of research and 3 patents, one of which was licensed by Google. She also has 80 plus research papers. As a company, we help enterprises of all sizes achieve their objective of near zero downtime. Today, I'm going to talk to you about how you can also achieve near zero downtime for your IT systems. I will talk through some of my previous experiences and why I'm here today at InsightFinder. I'll start with a big question here. Are you still waiting to start your journey to achieve zero downtime for your systems? Is it challenging to get to such a state for your business using current tooling that you have? Yes, zero downtime has become one of the key priorities in the organizations because of its impact on business, just in dollar terms. According to industry averages, IT downtime can cost up to $500,000 per hour. If I talk about my experience from financial industries, this could easily reach millions given the impact it could cause. So here I am today from InsightFinder to have a conversation with you on some of the top challenges faced by teams like yours, why those challenges exist, and how you can overcome them. Let's deep dive into our first challenge here, which is modern architectural complexity. There were times when we used to have monolithic architectures and everything used to run on one server. How easy it was to monitor that kind of systems. But with the evolution of new architectures like service-oriented architecture, microservices, cloud-based products, even Dockers, containers, and other variety of products sitting throughout your application workflow, we have continuously challenged ourselves to keep up with the demand to have better insights into our systems. We started our journey with application monitoring tools where we set thresholds based on our applications, which definitely still exist. Soon industry realized that we need observability, and the market got flooded with tools like those. We still need those. But the question here is, are those enough? Is observability enough with the changing paradigm of technology industry? Can you achieve zero downtime with your existing tools? No, observability is reactively proactive. Observability can help you with more details, but only after an incident has happened. Observability can provide you data to troubleshoot your incidents. Talking about data, it's a good segue into the next challenge that I have here for you. New data silos. Data silos definitely existed for years now. They may seem harmless, but they create a barrier to information sharing and collaboration. It limits the process of collecting high quality data and driving actionable insights out of it. When it comes to knowing what's going into your IT system, observability has helped us to gather a lot of this data, but gathering the data in operational silos has created a new data silos in the organization. For example, the hardware team is using an observability tool to gather all the data about storage, compute. Network team is doing the same thing with some other tool, gathering data about network access, traffic, and probably database team has been doing the same in a different silo. Talking from my personal experience, I have been in situations where me and my team have spent hours and hours on bridge calls during incidents to bring people from these different teams and share their stats, their data from their tooling. Even when they share the data, just because of mere size of data, it's not humanly possible to correlate and contextualize the right set of data to understand what's going into your system. Hence, these data silos prevent IT teams and engineers like yourself from achieving zero downtime. With that, the third top challenge I would like to talk to you about is root cause analysis. Again, the question here is, are you still thinking about reducing your MTTR? Yes, MTTR, which is mean time to resolution, has been in focus for more than 2 decades. The main reason is associated business and IT costs. Around 70% of executives like you and me are researching the markets for the right tools and technologies to reduce MTTR. And the rest 30%, I'm sure, will be doing the same pretty soon. But think for a moment. Why do we even have to worry about MTTR? Yes, current observability tools have provided us with the data to assist us in determining root cause, but that's only after the fact. In current industry approach, everything starts with an incident, which means being reactive in first place. Post-incident, problem management teams work with different teams across the organization for the next few days and weeks probably to find the root cause of the problem. Despite all the current tooling, it takes teams a couple of days to weeks to find the root cause. Again, if I talk about my experience in my past companies, there have been cases where even after spending a lot of time, my team have not been able to get down to the root cause of the problem. Definitely, there could be different reasons. Either the logs are not available or right logs were not captured, or there could be other things, right? But the main thing I would highlight here is finding a root cause is it's like finding a needle in a haystack. So at this point, if any of you feel like you have been proactive, yes, I would say you have been reactively proactive. So let's talk about a different aspect here and change our direction a bit. What do you think why these challenges exist as of today? I'm sure you all have some combination of different monitoring and observability tools in your teams our organizations. Observability is necessary in our current ecosystem, but question we all be asking is whether it is enough. And to me, it's not. But then what's missing in that ecosystem? So let's take a step back and think for a minute. A few years back, incidents used to get reported from customer complaints. Customers either used to call or send an email to customer support teams or IT operation teams. Some of these must be in place even now. We responded with those by having a synthetic request checks or thresholds in the monitoring tools. And we assumed that we are now proactive. And before customer complaints, we get to know about the problem. But to me, we were wrong because we are still reacting, but a bit proactively. Later in the stage, we also started using anomaly detection, which is definitely a good thing. But that anomaly detection is used to understand the root cause of the problem after the problem has happened. It may help you find the root cause a bit faster than before, but it's still a reactive approach. So all I'm trying to say here is that we have been trying to be proactive about IT operations, but by definition, we all have been reactive with comparatively taking less time to restore the services or identify the root cause. So what do you think we can do here? Of course, I'm not here to pull out a rabbit from the hat. Rather, I would like to take you through a possible solution which I have used in my previous roles and achieved success. So let's say you have a product or a tool that can give you the required insights, and that too before an incident happens. A product or a tool that can detect root causes. Use those root causes to predict an incident. And those predictions can be used by IT operations to remediate and prevent incidents. Yes, a tool that you can use to be truly proactive with your IT operations. A tool which can help you shift left of the incident and change the way you manage your IT systems outages today. Such a system definitely have some key ingredients to have that best recipe. I'm going to talk about those, but in no specific order. First and foremost, I'm going to talk about is having a multivariate and multimodality analytics. Multimodality is the application of multiple literacies within one medium, which means bringing different streams of data together for analytics. It will help you drive the most contextual correlation out of it, breaking the silos that we just talked about. And these data streams just does not have to be machine data. It could be human intelligent data. Think about your team manages incidents today or having those conversations on your internal communication systems, Teams, Slack. What if you can bring all that data for this kind of analytics? Multivariate is an analytic technique to encompass the simultaneous observations and analysis of more than one outcome variable. This is important so that systems can generate accurate outcomes which are more realistic and near to real life situation. Second one I would like to talk about is tuning free unsupervised machine learning. We need a tool where teams like yours do not need to worry about resetting the thresholds as changes happens in the system. Because with this technology evolution, it's not scalable at all to continuously keep up with this approach. We need a tool which should be able to learn from the stream of data, I would say different stream of data, continuously baseline and set thresholds based on the behavior of the system and detect anomalies. Third, I would like to talk about is doing all of this real time. Real time analytics is the most powerful thing when it comes to problems like this. Real time data stream can help you generate most accurate insights without any gaps. Real time stream of data will help the system to continuously learn, again, detect root causes, and predict those incidents. That too, with the good lead time, providing a runway to your teams to act and prevent. These are critical aspects of a system to achieve the objective of zero downtime. There are a lot of tools in the market which claims to be accurate, but without these key ingredients, it is difficult to achieve. After my extensive research, when I was looking for such a tool, I did not come across any tool except InsightFinder, which can do what it says. And hence, I decided to join the team on the journey and bring it to all of you to achieve your objective as well. So, with that, I would like to introduce InsightFinder to you and talk to you about how all these key ingredients fit into this big picture. You have your systems. It could be cloud-based, it could be on-premise, hardware, softwares, applications running on those hardware, storage, compute, database, XYZ. You have a lot of other applications, real-time or batch processes running. You can stream all of that data, whether it's logs, metrics, traces, change events, even the communications, triage communications that you normally have offline into the system, into InsightFinder. InsightFinder use all of that data, apply unsupervised machine learning to detect anomalies in each of these streams. Once anomalies are detected, InsightFinder do a holistic causal analysis, again, which means contextually correlating all these data to detect the root causes, predict the incidents, and highlight those to your teams, either through as simple as email, raising a ServiceNow ticket, raising a Jira ticket, or as complicated as automating an action by triggering the action directly from InsightFinder or through a script. How easy it will become as a completely hands-off approach when a tool like InsightFinder is put into systems to run analytics on top of all the data that your current tooling, monitoring, observability tool gathers. How easy the IT operation becomes when you get real-time insights out of InsightFinder, which you can use to take actions proactively and prevent incidents. Even if an incident happens, your team won't spend hours and days to get to the root cause. InsightFinder can point you to the right root cause well in time, which can take your MTTR to 0. So with that, I would like to take you through a use case from my previous role. As I mentioned, I have worked long enough for the financial industries, and any downtime is a huge dollar loss for companies like that. These companies have large IT systems with multiple applications running across these servers, databases, middleware network. IT operations has to look through multiple monitoring and observability tools for hours to get to the root cause. This is just one example where one of my application was having an issue with the device driver, and jobs used to fail every day. I used InsightFinder, provided it with the logs and the metrics from those servers where these jobs were running. InsightFinder accurately predicted root cause of the problem, which was a system access violation exception, that too 3.5 hours before the next job fails. These job failures continued for a long time till the fix was put in place. But the important thing to understand here is, before InsightFinder, my team used to spend at least 30 to 60 minutes to check and restart the job. And business impact has already happened because of the delay by then. It used to cause another 5 to 6 downstream jobs to fail. But with InsightFinder, my team started taking proactive actions to prevent failure of the jobs. And once the job was fixed, InsightFinder stopped predicting any more job failures in that context. Just because the tool uses all those 3 key ingredients that I mentioned about: tuning free unsupervised machine learning, multivariate and multimodality analysis, and all of this happening real time with real-time stream of data. I have a lot more examples like that, but I just wanted to highlight one just to show you how I have used InsightFinder and why I was so impressed to join the team. So with that, I would like to end my presentation by saying one last thing. Going from reactive to proactive is no longer enough. Be predictive. Be predictive with InsightFinder to achieve zero downtime for your IT systems and businesses. With that, I invite you all to visit us at www.insightfinder.com/trial for a free trial and see yourself how your data can help you achieve the objective of zero downtime. With that, Cody, back to you, and I'll be open to take Q&As. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Arun. So looking through our questions, we did receive a couple. So we'll start with, to make the transformation to predictive, is it better to start with processes or tooling?
Right. So I believe both goes hand in hand throughout the chain of this evolution in any team or company. The way I started with this is, first thing is to become aware of the problem and make others aware of that problem. Once you are aware that there is a problem, you start looking for a solution. Now, there could be different approaches in different organizations when they talk about solutioning, right? So those solution could be, people can think about building in-house versus buying from the market. But for example, my approach was I don't want to spend years to get there and continue to have impact if there is something available in the market which can help me right away. So that kind of approach is where you look for the tools, you still continue to follow the process, which means that you make a plan, go to business, go to your IT management, talk to them, make them aware as well, tell them how you want to achieve this, and eventually bring those tools in the organization to achieve your objective and prove that to business. You could choose to have a short-term plan, have a POC done, and then eventually onboard for all your applications, right? That's how I did it. But there are definitely different organizations follow different approach. But yes, processes and tooling, or at least the research for the toolings goes hand in hand.
Great. Thank you so much for that. Our next question reads, are observability or other monitoring tools even still needed?
Yes. So all the current tools, whether it's monitoring tool or observability tool, are still part of ecosystem. Ecosystem is evolving. We need to change our approach to be predictive and preventive, but these monitoring and observability tool have their space defined in this ecosystem and will continue to stay there. There will be tools like InsightFinder, which can help tie up with this observability and monitoring tool to get the right set of data, right real-time stream of data, and use that to generate insights. But yes, ecosystem still evolving, but yes, all these tools sit together in that ecosystem.
So, what was your biggest challenges when you added predictive tools into your financial stack?
That's a good question, Cody. So the most challenging part is starting this kind of journey, which starts with awareness, right? I have seen teams where people keep spending that amount of time in doing either managing incidents or doing root cause analysis. The whole challenge is basically making themselves and others aware around them that this is a problem and we need to solve it. I'm sure once we become self-aware and once we aware our teams, management, businesses, the journey onward becomes a lot more easier, where you can have your defined steps that you want to get approvals in terms of doing some research in the market, getting the right tool, doing the POC, and get onboarded with one of these tools. But that awareness piece is the most challenging. In my experience, even though there were a lot of monitoring and observability tools, it was challenging to go and talk to business and convince them that we need another tool in that space to prevent these kind of incidents and achieve that zero downtime objective. But as I said, financial industry, when it comes to financial industry, the downtime impact has much more dollar impact as well. So it was a bit easier. It may be different in different organizations, but here it was a bit easier to create that awareness and get a buy-in from management and business.
Great. Thank you so much. This next question reads, thank you for the insightful session. Can InsightFinder be integrated with our ITSM platform? And what AI MLOps capabilities already exists? How does it ensure learning repository or KB is maintained?
That's a good question. Pretty much cover every aspect of InsightFinder from that perspective. So yes, InsightFinder have 80 plus integrations, not just with ITSM tools, but other observability monitoring. And as I said, right, you can integrate your Slack, Teams, ServiceNow, Zendesk, all of that. A lot of these integrations comes out of the box. So you can just hook up your information and get going with it. And if there is something that you guys are using very specifically, we can always build agents for that. That's really quick one. And we have done that in the past. So that's that. In terms of KBS, InsightFinder continue to build its knowledge base based on those detected or predicted incidents and continue to use that for future predictions. So it has inbuilt system where you don't need to handhold anything. It will continue to build its knowledge base automatically. Right? Cody, was there a third part to the question? I can't hear you. Sorry.
It looks like it was a two-part question, and you did cover both parts of it.
Awesome. Great.
And I'm not seeing any more questions at this point in time. So let's give our audience another few seconds to send those in while I give away a couple of gift cards, and then we'll revisit that Q&A tab.
Sure.
So our first winner of our 4 $25 Amazon gift card drawing, Kia Q. Our second winner is Elias A. Our third winner is Bill T. And our fourth and final winner is Roger H. So to the four of you, congratulations. Keep an eye on your inbox to claim that gift card. And if you don't receive an email, just check your spam folder. I'll also take this opportunity to remind everyone that the session is being recorded. So if you missed the beginning or anything like that, the on-demand recording will be made available shortly after we conclude the live session. And you can also find it on the DevOps website at devops.com/webinars, and be sure to look in the on-demand section. So Arun, I'm not seeing any more questions at this point in time. So do you have anything you'd like to leave our audience with before we close out?
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Cody, for coordinating. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and congratulations to the winner of the gift card. The last thing I would say is visit our website, try it for free, look what power your data has when it comes to insights and how you can prevent incidents from happening and achieve zero downtime. So go for it. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Arun. Thank you for taking the time to be here with us, for putting together your presentation and sharing your expertise. I would like to thank InsightFinder for sponsoring today's webinar. And I would also like to thank our audience for joining us today. We really appreciate you spending time with us. We ask for one extra moment of your time to fill out a brief post-webinar survey that should pop up on your screen here in just a moment. But otherwise, we hope to see you at an upcoming Techstrong Learning webinar or workshop. Everyone have a great rest of your day. And Arun, thank you so much one more time.
Thanks, Cody. Thank you, everyone.